So we have created our logic. Here's our logic. We got to create these two variables. And then we're going to use these two steps to try to figure out if we can create an agent. So let's go and take a look at where we're going to get this data. So here we are back on the page for the Hub of Analytics Education. We'd come into December 2018. That's all where all of our data sets are. And then we would look for the data set that is what we're interested in. That's customer invoices. Now the good thing is I've already downloaded this, so I don't have to do it again. So let's go to Tableau. Now Tableau, this is kind of your opening screen in Tableau. And this is this software package is available to all of you. You can, if you're interested in downloading it, you can go to in the Hub of Analytics Education, which is hubae.org. That's hubae.org. One more time, hubae.org. Now you've remembered it. You can go in here and look at resources, Tableau, and you can scroll down and get a student license.
Quickly and confidently transform and shape your data for analysis.
I guess they've got a little video in here. That's very nice. How exciting.
See all your data.
So you can go and get Tableau and play along with this. And it's, like I said, it's free for all of you. And I strongly encourage you just to play with it. It's just another tool like Excel or anything else. So we've already got our data, so let's go back to Tableau. And we want to create a brand new workbook. Well, that means we've got to bring in the data into Tableau. So let's do that. So our data is these are all .csv files. That means comma separated values. Those are equivalent to text files. So we're going to we're going to connect to a text file over here in the connect section. And I've got my data sitting right here. I already had opened it up. So we're looking under revenue and receivables. I've got an accounting 6200 under videos, revenue and receivables. So we're going to open up this file. And it gives me what all the different variables are. And you can see that these are all the same variables that we saw when we were looking at the data definitions. And so the things that we need: customer number, delivery date. We may need the sales order number later. We'll find out. Sales order date, didn't seem to need that. Quantity, no. Dollars, we needed that. Freight, there was some question as to whether we were going to use invoice date or delivery date. Payment date, we're probably going to need that because we want to find unpaid items. And discount taken, that's usually after they pay us. So this discount, the way this company does it, is 210 net 30. So they would only get the discount if they paid us within 10 days. So that's not really going to factor into our aging. So let's create a new worksheet and let's start examining the new worksheet. So what we've got over here on the left side, this is all the variables. And you can see that as you're scrolling up, they go from this kind of dark blue down to green. Well, this line signifies that anything above the line is what's referred to as a categorical variable. So these would be, dates, different kinds of character strings, and sometimes numbers. Like a social security number is not something that you add up, subtract, divide, multiply, etc. It's a categorical variable that identifies a person. So we would look at all of these categorical variables to make sure they're in the right place. Because sometimes if you had a number, it may come in as a measure or a continuous variable, and it really should be classified as a categorical variable. And down below here, these are all measures: dollars, freight, quantity, discount taken. So they can range anywhere from 0 to whatever is the top range. So we know from our logic that we've got to create a couple of new variables, right? We've got to create this owed amount, which is dollars plus freight, and then we've got to create this aging bucket. Well, in this video, what we're going to do is first we're going to create this variable just to show how to do that. So over here in Tableau, I'm going to go up to our main our different menus, our drop-down menus, and we're going to go to Analysis. And under Analysis, we're going to scroll down to create a calculated field. So this, I can take existing variables and I can make a new variable. So let's do that. And what you see is we can put in what we want to call this. We'll call this amount owed. And then we want to, in this section here, in this area of the dialog box, we want to create the formula. Well, we know what the formula should be. It should be our dollars. So let's take dollars and just drag it onto the box. And you see that it's bracketed, right? So that is the syntax for Tableau, for a variable. We're going to add to that, so we'll put in a plus sign. We're going to add to that freight. So let's take freight and move it over here. So I've got dollars plus freight is going to be equal to my amount owed. That's consistent with my logic. We'll click OK, and now I have a new variable called amount owed. If I was curious as to how much I owed, I could just take this amount owed and put it into this part of the worksheet. And what it'll do, it will add up all of the amounts that are owed. Now remember, this is the amount that was owed, not necessarily that this is the amount that's still owed as of December 31, 2018. So what we want to do is we only want to find those things that are unpaid as of December 31st, 2018. Well, we've got the payment date, so we know when some of this $369 million was paid, so we also know how much was unpaid. So what we've got here is we can filter all of these items and only look for the things that were unpaid. So we'll take payment date and we'll drag it up to filter. And what we're going to do is we're going to look for a range of dates. Click next. And the range of dates that I want is, I clearly want anything here 3/29/2019, because that's when they were paid, but that's after December 31, 2018. All of these items here have already been paid. So what I want to do is I want to select the date I want to include just those things where I received payment from January 1st, 2019 to March 29th, 2019. What we see here is that the total amount that's owed to us for everything that is unpaid as of December 31 is $65,916,000. So what we want to do is we want to be able to take this amount based on our logic and spread that out into the different buckets. And in the next video, we'll go through creating that crazy formula.